The boots were wrong. Polished, military shine, toe caps glowing like they'd been licked clean by fire. Not mine. Mine carried dust in their seams. Honest dirt. These stood at attention by the door like soldiers waiting for orders, waiting for me to notice. I didn't breathe. From the living room came her laugh. That laugh. The one she rationed. The one she said belonged only to me. A private sound, soft, breathy, almost embarrassed. I'd built a life around that laugh, measured my worth by how often I could earn it. She gave it away freely now. Another sound followed. A man's voice, low, comfortable. Inside my house like he'd always been there. I didn't step forward. I didn't call her name. I watched those boots as if they might confess. My pulse slowed instead of racing. A strange mercy. My body choosing ice over fire. Her laugh again. Closer this time. Intimate. A picture formed without my permission. Her sitting sideways in his lap. Fingers on his collar. Head thrown back. Red dress pulled tight across her thighs. The red one she said she wore only when she wanted to feel dangerous. I set my keys down carefully. No noise. I wanted the moment preserved, untouched. Like a crime. Seen before contamination. Because something had died here. And I needed to know what. I stepped into the doorway and they didn't see me. She was exactly where I imagined. Folded into him. Her legs draped over his knees like she'd been poured there. His hands rested on her waist with the confidence of ownership. Not discovery, not novelty. Practice. Her head turned first. Our eyes met. No scream, no scrambling. Just a flicker. A calculation. Then she smiled. Calm. Almost amused. You're early. Early. I looked at him. He didn't move. Didn't stand. He studied me the way men study weather, something to survive, not respect. He's a friend, she said lightly. Don't be dramatic. A friend. Her dress was wrinkled at the hips. His thumb traced a lazy circle against her spine. She didn't pull away. The room tilted, but my voice didn't. Get off him! She laughed again, smaller, sharper. You're acting crazy. Crazy. The word landed gently, like she'd rehearsed it. Like it was waiting for me the moment I crossed the threshold. I saw then how neat the scene was. How arranged. The wine glasses, 2 used. 1 poured and untouched for me. A performance already in motion. I wasn't interrupting. I was entering my assigned role. The jealous man, the unstable one. The man who imagines things. He stood slowly, helping her up like a gentleman. She clung to his arm. A silent declaration. Her eyes hardened. You've been paranoid for months, she said. Accusing me. Watching me. I hadn't. Not until now. But the story was already written, and she was handing me the script. I apologized. That surprised her. I saw it in the slight hitch of her breath, the way her grip loosened. I lowered my head. Played small. Played ashamed. I'm tired, I said. I overreacted. The boots stayed by the door that night. He left them there intentionally. A flag planted in occupied territory. I didn't move them. I started collecting instead. Receipts first, hidden in her purse. A hotel 10 minutes away. Same room, same date every week. Her calendar showed yoga classes. Her body showed a different kind of stretch. Phone records came next. Burner numbers. Short calls. Long silences. Messages deleted but not erased. Ghosts linger in metadata. People forget that. I learned his name without touching her phone again. He wore a company badge in one photo she thought she cropped. Reflections are honest. Glass doesn't lie for lovers. I watched them from a distance once. Cafe window. Her red dress. His hand on her knee. They looked peaceful. I memorized that piece because she came home every night and accused me of murder. You killed my friends, she whispered once in the dark. One by one. You isolate me. I almost laughed. She meant emotionally, socially, but the word murder stayed with me. It echoed in the space between us. A prophecy she didn't understand she was making. I became gentle, supportive, predictable, the perfect husband. And wolves survive by looking like dogs until the throat is exposed. The final piece arrived in an envelope. Not photos, not messages. A contract, signed by both of them. Life insurance, my name. My signature forged with impressive patience. Beneficiary, her. Secondary, him. Accidental death clause. They weren't just leaving me. They were budgeting my absence. I laid the paper on the kitchen. table, smooth, flat, respectful. She walked in humming, stopped when she saw it. Silence bloomed. Her eyes scanned the page. Her lips parted. For the first time since the boots, she looked afraid. I poured coffee, sat down, sipped. "Explain," I said softly. Her hands shook. "It's not what you think." Of course it wasn't. It was worse. And she knew I knew. That's the horror of exposure, the shared understanding that lies have expired. Tears arrived on cue. She reached for me. I leaned back. He appeared in the doorway behind her. Drawn by instinct, by the scent of collapse, I slid a second envelope across the table. Inside were copies, sent already, to the insurance company, to the police, to his employer, to her parents. The room shrank around them. I stayed still. "You said I was killing your friends," I murmured. She sobbed. Words tangled in her throat. He tried to speak. I raised a finger and he stopped. Authority is quiet when it's real. "I didn't pull a trigger," I continued. "I didn't poison anyone. I didn't touch a soul." I tapped the contract. "You did." Their futures bled out in front of them. Fraud, conspiracy, attempted insurance crime. Careers dissolving, families watching, all without me raising my voice, all without lifting a hand. She dropped to her knees beside my chair, clutched my sleeve, begged, not for love, for mercy. That distinction mattered. I felt nothing. Not anger, not triumph, only accuracy. I stood, put on my dusty boots, walked to the door. The polished pair still gleamed beside it. I nudged them out into the hallway with my foot. Let the door close on them. A small eviction. A final one. Behind me, she screamed my name. It sounded unfamiliar. The night air tasted clean. I walked without destination. Without weight. Every step peeled something off me. Husband, victim, suspect, ghost. I replayed her laugh in my head. That special laugh. I studied it like evidence. It no longer belonged to me. It never had. Sounds are free. Promises aren't. I thought about the wolf she feared. She imagined teeth, blood, chaos. She never understood the real animal. Was patience. Observation. The long hunger that waits for the perfect moment to close its jaws. I didn't kill her. I didn't need to. I let her meet the shape of her own design and called it justice. By the time the siren started somewhere far behind me, I felt the last thread snap. No grief followed, no relief. Just space. And in that space, I finally heard silence answer back. It sounded like freedom. I kept walking. I did not pull the trigger. I simply became the thing that survives after the shot.